What's up guys, this is Monster Jam Historian here, back with another video, and oh boy, since the last video, there's a lot to cover. Join us now as we cover the good, the not so good, and the straight up ugly of all the shows that have occurred since the last video. As always, we will also cover the latest news, including Kevin Harvick's Gravedigger Nascar, another driver is making their return to Monster Jam, more shows added to the schedule, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Monster Truck content. Now, since there is so much to talk about, we are going to take a look at the good, the not so good, and the straight up ugly for all the shows that have happened since our last video. However, for full results, make sure to check out the Monster Jam Historian Instagram page at monsterjam.com. The good, Adam Anderson is back. Fans have seen Adam Anderson rip it up this season in Megalodon for almost every show, and Indianapolis was the first show where we got to see Adam back in Gravedigger. Adam has already added a multitude of wins in Gravedigger under his belt, including 1 racing win, 1 skills win, 2 freestyle wins, and 2 overall event championships. While fans might have enjoyed him in Megalodon, it is truly incredible to see Adam back in the black and green wrecking machine. A beautiful track for Indianapolis. Last video we criticized the track from Glendale, pointing out the strange color scheme and the repetitive Chicago-style course. Thankfully, however, Indianapolis showed us a new scheme for a familiar track. Houston Show 1 to 4's track made a glorious return with an exciting alternating red and black design. This was a huge surprise as the POD style racing hasn't been used since January, and Chicago style can get a bit repetitive. The idea of the red and black alternating depending on which side of the track you were on was a really neat touch, adding variety to the already exciting track. Do note that Kansas City had the same track, so we are certain this track style and paint design will make a return at future shows. And speaking of Indianapolis, the best action since Jacksonville. Up until Indianapolis, St. Louis and Jacksonville were self-declared by the superfans as arguably the best shows of Monster Jam in 2021. The shows in Indy, however, were absolutely jaw-dropping. From Adam making a return in Gravedigger, to Mensa's slap moonwalks in freestyle, to the Kawasaki monster truck, more on that later, to the carnage that unfolded across all 3 shows, Indianapolis was by far the most exciting weekend of 2021 thus far. Drivers taking big wins. A huge congratulations goes out to the following trucks and drivers for their respective wins. Cynthia Gauthier and Monster Mutt Dalmatian Galaxy, winning skills at Kansas City Show 1 after being away from the sport since March 2020. Charlie Porkin subbing in for Stone Crusher, winning 2 freestyle wins in Huntsville. Zach Garner subbing in for Overboard, winning freestyle at Indy Show 3. Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken, winning Donuts, freestyle, and the overall event championship at Show 5. These are Nick's first ever wins. And last but certainly not least, Tristan England in Megalodon, winning racing in Kansas City Show 2 by edging Adam Anderson out by 0.011 seconds, 2 skills challenge wins in Indy, and Indianapolis Show 3's overall event championship. Once again, a huge congratulations goes to all the drivers who were previously mentioned. The not so good, weather plaguing Show 1 of Kansas City. Not all Monster Jam shows are sunshine and clear clouds, and unfortunately fans attending Show 1 of Kansas City was plagued by the weather and the harsh conditions. Of course, the drivers still put on a fantastic show, and seeing a mud show can be exciting here and there, but overall a good show nonetheless. Now, there was nothing straight up ugly, but ultimately fans await for the action-packed weeks ahead. Shows like San Antonio, East Rutherford, Foxborough, and more. That's it with the good, the not so good, and the straight up ugly. Let's jump straight into the news and our first story. Our first story covers the Kawasaki truck in Indianapolis. A promotional truck known as the Kawasaki truck has been seen floating around from show to show, as well as promotional Kawasaki events from 2019 to 2020. But nothing more has been done with the truck until the Indianapolis shows. Fans attending the second show got to see the 7-time AMA Supercross champion Jeremy McGrath drive the truck in an exhibition race against Todd LeDuc in Monster Energy. McGrath unfortunately did not finish a full lap as he rolled the truck over in the first turn. It is unknown if the truck will actually compete competitively at some point in time, but fans would be more than happy to see redemption from McGrath. What do you make of this? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Next up, even more shows added to the schedule. The following shows have been added to the schedule since our last video: Grand Rapids, Raleigh, Sacramento, Austin, and New Orleans. These shows feature a ton of drivers making their return, as well as trucks we haven't seen much of this year, including Bad Company, Obsessed, and Wildcard. Up next, another returning driver. Last time we covered the influx of returning drivers and trucks, and since that video, another driver has been confirmed to be returning. It has been revealed that Tony Ox will be returning behind the wheel of a monster truck to drive Soldier Fortune Black Ops. Ox is making his return in Raleigh, South Carolina, and fans could not be more excited to see him back in action. And finally, Kevin Harvick's Gravedigger sponsored Nascar. In our last video, we talked about the big news Monster Jam promised was coming on June 16th. Fans were not disappointed, however, as it was revealed that the news was actually Kevin Harvick's spooky paint scheme for the Alley 400 NASCAR Cup Series race at Nashville. This was done for Father's Day, and we've got to say, the car looked absolutely impeccable, and Harvick took his number 4 Gravedigger Ford to 5th place on race day. Off topic, but Cole Custer's tweet about him having a Monster Mutt sponsored car with the flappy ears and dogtail was hilarious. I don't think it'd be very aerodynamic, but that's a whole different ball game. Anyway, what do you make of Kevin Harvick's Gravedigger car? Do you want to see Harvick run the paint scheme more often? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you all soon with some more monster truck content.